grow into the woman that she was going to become had her life not been cut short. Um, she was beginning to make choices that put her back in control of herself. Yes, she had been victimized. Yes, she had been taken advantage of by many men, but Aaliyah somehow decided to flip the script. And whereas that these men were doing things to her and victimizing her and making her feel small and, just passing her the fuck around, doing what they were doing, she decided, like, well, if I'm going to have my pussy out here, and if y'all didn't know, this is a grown folk channel. If you don't want to hear no cussing, you don't want to see no smoking, get your friend ass up off my page, because we can folk over here, we talk shit. We sit around and we gonna tell these stories, okay, honey? We gonna tell what these cards is relaying. We gonna say what our Ewows are saying, okay? All right. Now, like I said, Aaliyah was changing. She had gotten to the point. Excuse me, y'all. There's a blunt. Damn. There's a blunt being smoked over here. Damn. Excuse me. But anyway, she was changing. And in that changing into the woman, like I said, we're 420 over here. I have to put that information out there for you folk that are green and don't do anything. I have to let you all know what I'm doing per YouTube rules. Anyway, she changed. And in that changing, when she moved to another record company, if you will, moved to different handlers, because you all know that's all they were. But in her changing, she decided to take control of her sexuality. Over here with Missy and Timbaland, they allowed her to be herself. They allowed her to figure out who she was as a woman. And before y'all begin to clap and this was up, this was up, we're not talking about her and Missy Elliott's relationship. We're talking about her specifically with Timbaland. We are definitely going to do her and Missy Elliott's relationship, but right now we're going to focus in on these men. These dirty ass older men that were so obsessed with this girl and her fucking vagina till it was ridiculous. She figured that out though. Again, I'm gonna point out to y'all, Aaliyah had a fucking 4.0 grade point average. Why would she be an idiot? She was both book and street smart. That was the only blessing that came from her dealing with these men early. Because I told y'all before, it was revealed in her cards that her mama put her out there. That whole if you love your mama shit. So she learned how to navigate that. Well, motherfuckers wasn't listening no goddamn way. So she took control of it. She decided to become the high priestess of her own self. She went within herself and said, okay, if this is what it's going to be, if I'm going to be outside, so to speak, and if I'm going to be sleeping around with these men, it's going to completely benefit me. Enter Timbaland. He, he encouraged it. He saw that she was changed and he saw that she was trying to no longer be a little girl. Okay, I know y'all see the death card, but we ain't specifically talking about her death in this, but her hooking up with Missy and Timbaland is what led to her death. And we'll get to that because it led to the choices that made her decide to get on that fucking plane or to trust the people to put her on that plane. Let me put it like that. Anyway, Timbaland was game for it, but Aaliyah was smart. See, she knew that he was still a snake. She knew that he was still obsessed with her. She knew that he was dying to get his then fat ass chance at getting his hands around that young woman that the industry had already been talking about. This young little thin woman with this beautiful personality. She's young, but she's a grown woman some kind of way. Like she was the grownest bitch these ignorant ass niggas could have ever run into. And this was when Aaliyah was about 17, 18 years old, y'all. We ain't talking about 21, 22-year-old Aaliyah that passed away. We talking about this girl, okay? See, she's still the daughter of one. She was still a little girl, although she was a grown-ass little girl doing very grown-ass things. See, she started manipulating these fucking niggas. So she was playing a real big girl's game, honey, and playing it right on these niggas. See, they had set up and taught this girl this game, not thinking again because she's young and Aaliyah had an innocence about her, as all women, young people do. Let me not just leave it to women because you butt hurt ass niggas with your pussy in your hands and be, oh, what about men? Yeah, y'all too, okay? But I'm speaking specifically about Aaliyah. If your retarded ass could follow along, okay? Shout out to people that are retarded. I ain't kicking you while you're down. I'm just talking to that motherfucker that's acting like he ate soap while he was in preschool. Anyway, she knew that Timbaland was a snake. She knew that he was easy. She knew that she could trick him. Even though, yes, Aaliyah was a sweetheart, y'all, she had a snakiness about her too. She knew that if she slept with Timbaland, she could get whatever the fuck she wanted out of him. Because, again, that situation was inappropriate any fucking way. She knew that he had no real, that like he was going to help her with her career, but she also knew that he wanted to fuck her too. She knew, excuse me, there was a condition to her working with him. She already knew that she saw lust in his eyes. She already knew it. When she went to meet with him, he was probably roving all over her body and shit. We don't know exactly what was going on, but there was something inappropriate going on that led Aaliyah to know that she could manipulate him sexually because he was already on that type of time, honey. He was already thinking, okay, let me help you, but you gonna fuck for these tracks. You gonna fuck for these beats. You gonna fuck for these hits. And Aaliyah was game for it, okay? I'm not saying that she had a long sexual whatever going on with him. Hell, she was basically probably just making him eat her ass and promising him some pussy that he never got. Or she might have gave him some once or twice, in an excited moment because she got them hits, uh, what is the damn song? 1 in a Million and shit. That shit popped off real good for us. Okay, I give you some pussy. Fine. I don't want you. Even though he had these conditions, she had her own mind made up what she was going to do. She saw a man with his dick in his hand and had a plan. For the most part, she kind of manipulated him, or strung him along. She needed that fucking work did. She needed them tracks. So, in order to fuck with him or get them tracks did, of course she fucked on him. Of course she played in his face a little bit. Probably gave him a hand job. I doubt if she sucked his dick because, I mean, look at Timbaland back then. That she didn't do. Or she might have. She did whatever she wanted to do to get him to believe that maybe something was going to come of this. Like, because all these niggas wanted to possess this girl. All of them felt like they needed to capture Osun, okay? Aaliyah was very much so young Osun, okay? And if you are really into studying your research, Osun was a wild little young thing, honey. She too figured out at a young age that this snatch was good and she could use it. This is what Aaliyah was doing. But she was really, stringing his ass along. She wasn't fucking on him like that. He may have been with somebody and was cheating on him. That cards are saying that, that might have been, the mother of his first child or the woman that he was with had given birth to his children. But Aaliyah was good at keeping them damn secrets, honey. I don't know if there was some accidental situation of her getting pregnant by him, but there was something going on that made her decide, I'm finna be through fucking with him like that. That and he was completely unattractive to her. Leah liked attractive men. She absolutely had a type. Timbaland wasn't that, even though he was giving her beats and doing whatever the fuck she needed him to do for her career. That wasn't the type of time she was on, baby. She didn't want you. That's why he gets so mad when people speak on her publicly. When you say something to him, this nigga gets in a rage because Aaliyah didn't want him. Like I said, she might have gave him some pussy every now and then, but then when she got what she needed up out of him, he was of no more use. He was the one that fell in love. He was the one that began to doubt himself as a man, a producer, all of that because Aaliyah deaded the situation. See, and he was in his feelings. Put his fat ass in his chest. So that's what that's about, y'all, when he gets mad with y'all when y'all mention her to him or ask him some shit about her because he ain't got over the fact that Aaliyah played his motherfucking ass. Oh yes, y'all, baby girl was grown woman. She was doing grown woman things and caught a couple of these niggas and played them for their own game. Now let's talk about her in Genuine, since we talking about niggas that she played.